Hello. Welcome to Griffin's guided meditation for donation experience. I'm Griffin. Close your mind, but open your eyes as I take you through a tunnel of peace and light and donations at MaximumFun.org/donate. I'm gonna get on some Brian Eno shit. And how's this sound, by the way? Does this sound good? Does this sound okay? Hi, everybody. This is my second attempt at doing this because the first time went super, super bad. But now I think I've got everything figured out, and you don't like the hand movements. Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess you can't see the keyboard that I'm playing. I got rid of my gigantic piano because I figured it was getting in the way between me and you, my dear viewer. So, yeah, that's gone. So I thought I'd just do like a Q&A here for a little bit, and I have all of the like music stuff pulled up, but instead of just kind of like making it about that, watch this. I'm a fancy streaming boy now. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go a little more lo-fi with this one, except for this. This is important. Not really working with the white. I've got a door in my office. Oh my God, my arm. And I need to get like this office is not webcam ready if you can't tell because of the heavenly light. Can I change the color of the text? Oh my God, it's just like Stream 1 all over again. Let's make that like this. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, well, anyway, it's MaximumFun.org. There we go. It's MaximumFun.org/donate. I'm just going to chill up here for a bit. Hi. All right. So, yeah, I'm now looking at the chat. And that's my good Comic Sans. Let's get rid of that. And, yeah, have at it. It is the MaxFunDrive. I'll talk about that real quick. If you haven't been listening to the past couple weeks of episodes from us, we're part of the Maximum Fun Network, and we have been for 8 years. This is our 8th MaxFunDrive. I'm kind of hunching over that. Let me boop. And yeah, MaxFun has allowed us to turn this into a career, and really you, the people who have supported us over this almost a decade now, have allowed us to make this our career. We're a pledge-supported network, and yeah, it means the world to us. If you haven't already, or you're already a member and you want to upgrade your donation level, it's MaximumFun.org/donate. There's a bunch of cool donation levels, and yeah, let's see. Don asks, Griffin, would you change any music from Balance based on your new equipment/experience? I don't think so. The only thing I would do is maybe write music for the first couple of arcs, which I thought about doing actually when we finished Balance. So I could have there would at least be some sort of level of technical equality between all of the different arcs, because I didn't start doing music until close to the end of Petals. And so I always thought it would be neat to go back and score those, but I did not. I just generally did not have the time to do that. Also, like, I think I could probably come up with a good thematic thing for the train mystery. Like, the idea of writing a mystery score would be easy, but I kind of struggled with the idea of, like, how to score the first arc, because it was so just like D&D fantasy, and I guess it would be, I don't know what that sounds like, I guess, whereas like Crystal Kingdom, like I knew that was going to have the Vocaloid, and every other arc that came after that, like the music cues seem so obvious. It's honestly the same thing I ran into for the superhero arc for Commitment. It took me forever to write that theme because like I didn't know what a superhero movie sounds like aside from you know, like the Marvel movie soundtracks are very like Hans Zimmerian, and I can't do that. Like that ain't my wheelhouse. So yeah, that's probably the main thing I would do. Solstice Fire asks, what is your equipment? I got a lot of equipment. I'm using this, what is this, CAD E100S microphone. I got my Roland RD2000 back there. That's what I'm learning. I think the light has washed it out, but I'm on like some 5th grade piano learning shit right there. I got a Apollo Twin like sound interface that's way fancier than I know how to use. Right now I'm using this Rolly keyboard. I tried to show this off in Stream 1 and it was a disaster, but it's a rubberized keyboard that you can just like move your finger all around and it'll change the expression of the music that you play. You can like... Ooh, that sounded like a ghost to me. This is really what I've been using for Amnesty mostly, just because like it's really easy to make spooky sounding shit on it. Otherwise, I have a big old complete control keyboard, which is neat because I use the thing I use in Logic. You may not be able to see it. Let me see. Yeah, so you can kind of change what your instrument is here, and you can go to complete control and open that up in stereo. And so now, like, the thing that I would be playing, I can choose what it is through here, right? So I can choose between all these... Ooh, damn. I can choose between all these different instruments, right, that I then will just, like, play my keyboard and it'll sound like... But the complete control keyboard has, like, knobs and dials, so I can actually do that on the keyboard and not have to, like, get into the software itself. I just got this thing, so I'm, like, still figuring out how it works. But, yeah, that's pretty hot. Anything else that I use? I got this weird thing here. I have a lot of like tech and stuff. It's become kind of my new like hobby is like synth shit, which is not the cheapest hobby to have. I was given this thing. It's called a chord bot, and each of these buttons actually is a chord structure. You can see right there, and so I can use this as a MIDI keyboard and like play shit, and like instead of having to know what a D major 13 is, like how to play that, you can just boop, press it and it'll do it. I have not figured this thing out yet. What else? Got some pocket operators. I don't really use these for scoring the show, but they're neat. They look like little calculators. I like them a lot. What did I do on these? Let's see. I haven't used them in a bit. These are made by a company, what is the company called? Teenage Engineering. They also make the OP1, which I have over there as well. And they're really neat because you can just like dick around. They're so tiny. They're like so thin. I put a rubber case on mine, so it's really just like the size of a circuit board. But you can do fun stuff with it. Oh my God. All right. Anyway, yeah, that's some of the stuff that I use. Let's get back to my main webcam screen. Oh, you probably couldn't see me very well. That's what these are. It's a little pocket operator. Real cute. It has a little animated thing. It looks like a Game & Watch, and they move to like what you do in the music. It's my favorite thing. All right. Anyway, did you use some of the same themes from Balance and Amnesty? I don't think so. If I did, it was purely unintentional. My grasp of like music theory is not very good. I don't really know how to play piano. That's why I'm taking lessons to do so. God, it's getting brighter in here. I'm gonna use my body to block the door. So anyway, so like I realized that like a lot of the music from Balance is written in the key of C major, just because it's an easy key to play in. And so like it's very possible that I just use some of the same melodies and shit. Your mechanical keyboard looks amazing. Thank you. I've worked very hard on it. Got some keycaps from Mass Drop. Plugged them into a Leopold keyboard. Very proud of it. Eat a banana. I'm a human being. I'm a human being with wants and desires. Excited about any music coming out right now. Andrew Bird's got a new album out that I haven't listened to. And then everything that Lizzo does is extremely soul-quenchingly satisfying to me. And yeah, any tips for someone who wants to start composing stuff? This is from Jessings. Composing stuff, but is bad at making things from scratch and also cannot play instruments well. Yeah, I got some great advice. Use GarageBand, first of all, because it's free if you have a Mac or any kind of iOS device. I have talked about this. This is not like a confession of guilt or anything, but I relied on loops a lot. Starting out with Balance and honestly moving into Balance. I even actually have some in the Amnesty theme song. There's sometimes I use the loops as like there'll be loops for like beats and stuff like that, and I'll just like them better than what the like drum AI shit in Logic and GarageBand can pull off. So like I'll use those, but sometimes it's also like an instrument I don't own or know how to play, right? Like I'll show you the this is the theme song to Amnesty. And you can see it's got, like, the violin here is a Greek Syrtos violin. I don't own a violin or know how to play it, but this violin loop is, hopefully you can hear this. So when I was like trying to figure out the Amnesty theme, I knew I wanted it to be like acoustic, and that's where I started. And so I like just looked at all of the stringed sort of loops and figured out what I liked. And let me see. I tried recording my own guitar because I do kind of know how to play guitar, but I didn't have this interface yet, and so I didn't have a good way of actually getting the sound of it into my computer. But they have a lot of guitar loops in GarageBand. So there's this, which I think I put a filter or two on. And this is an example of literally how I composed basically everything back in Balance. And then I have the, I don't know how this word is pronounced, the Eastern Gold Oud or Oud. I'm not sure. It sounds like I don't own whatever. I can't say what that instrument is, let alone do I own it. So I found like a couple of these. Maybe I just found one. I think I just found that Eastern Gold Oud or Oud. And then I sort of figured out what I wanted the like melody to be on top of that. Literally, yeah, like I just sort of found that just by dicking around while playing over that loop. And another thing you can do, like if you do not know how to like play music or like anything about music theory, like I didn't know jack shit when I started. What is it? 4? Yeah. So this is the piano roll for the Celtic Hammered Dulcimer, which is this thing in the song. It's kind of the thing in the song. I think I played this live just by like figuring it out, and then you can automatically like make the notes be in perfect beat by quantizing. GarageBand has so many automated tools like that to like make shit sound good. But if you don't want to play it, you can literally grab notes and just like move them around the piano roll. So this is gonna sound bad, but that's nice, but it's not right. And this like, so you could literally just move notes around until you're like, this sounds right, and then you move on. And it takes forever. Like the balance soundtrack, like I loved making, but like I was only able to make it because I wasn't a dad yet, and like I was able to stay up all night just like doing that, like moving notes and up and down a piano roll until they sounded right. And I would spend hours and hours and hours and hours on each song. And I made stuff that I was proud of that way, but like I literally do not have the human hours on this earth to make shit that way anymore. So like you can do that. Just like find some loops that sound good, stack them on top of each other. Some songs like the Purple Worm has like so many fucking loops in it, and people like call me on that, and it's totally a fair criticism because a lot of the like components for that song were Apple loops with just like a few. Everything you see in green is like something I recorded in MIDI. This is what is this from? I think this is the ending of the tree arc in Amnesty that I recorded violin sounds with this thing. You can't really do a good violin sound on like a keyboard because it's like a violin doesn't sound like that. It's not like you go and then like it's the sound of it spikes. Like you need to have that expression on it. So I was able to do this like wind up into the theme song. Anyway, you can do that. You don't have to know anything, and you can just start making shit. I think GarageBand is a miraculous piece of software, and the fact that it's like more or less free for anybody who owns an iOS device is kind of great. Even the iPhone and iPad version is like actually pretty legit. I don't think they have all the like automated tools that GarageBand has, which GarageBand is basically like a less sophisticated version of Logic, so it just looks like this basically. But yeah, all right, let's go back. Let's see. The theme song to Balance is by an artist named Mort Garson. That is true. Please do not attribute that to me. That was by Mort Garson, who was a genius. Let's see. Trans rights? Fuck yeah. Let's do it. What has been your favorite song to write so far? The Taz Dust theme song slaps. I really, really liked making that one. I busted my ass. I'm not like ashamed to say I busted my ass making that song because I didn't know how to do a Western theme. I'll see if I can find it. And so what did I do? I listened to some other Western themes and I knew like the tone, this like dark gothic tone that Travis was also going for. And so I wanted it to not be like this. I wanted it to be a little more, dreadful than that. Let's see. Taz Dust theme. Here it is. I'm so bad at labeling my project files, and so I oftentimes lose shit. No, I don't want to save changes. All right, let's bring this over here, and I can show it to you. I did not write the elementary theme, Justin. That's a Justin a Ridge. Can't take credit for that. So here is the Dust theme. And it's just like this, minor chord. I don't often write in minor key. Like I'm only now in piano class, like learning my scales in minor. But then when it pops off here, like I was just like, I found it. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, this was a loop that I tried to put in there and it didn't sound very good. I think this instrument is called the Irish, what is it? Irish Balzauki? I have no idea what that is. But yeah, whenever I figured that out, it was pretty stoked. So yeah, that's my favorite song. Let's see. Any other questions? Pop them right in. I'm gonna take a drink of water now. So important to stay hydrated. Oh, there's another piece of tech I have. It's the Contigo Super Fluidizer 6000. And this is a good time for me to remind you. Click to go to that web address that's on the screen right now. MaximumFun.org/donate. MaxFunDrive is just a couple days left. We're trying to get to 25 new and upgraded donors. We crushed it, baby. Yeah. See y'all next year. No, we're trying to get to 25,000, which is significantly more. And we need your help to get there. So if you're a fan of our stuff, consider going there and donating. Let's see. Nope. Where am I going? Okay. So let's see. Are y'all going back to Dust after Amnesty? We don't really know. I'm about to put out, I'm almost done editing the Adventure Zone. I'm hoping to get that up like right after I do this. And we talk a little bit more about the like future plans. Spoiler alert, we don't really have them. But yeah, aside from maybe some live show changes. Wow, these questions are coming in very, very hot. And Bazuki is how it's pronounced. That's pretty good. What inspired the Wonderland round songs? Honestly, SoundCloud. Like I started to use SoundCloud for the first time around then, and a lot of the music that I was listening to, mostly from like sort of electronic artists, like I was real big into like Maxo. And shit like that I'd found in SoundCloud. And the song that I used as like the introduction for, I think Storm Top Dog, which I believe was a remix of a Maxo song. It's been years since we've had to do it. Like listening to that stuff kind of actually inspired the aesthetic of Wonderland itself. Like I wanted something a little more future tech, a little more like bright and colorful. And that's, as nasty as Wonderland was, like that's what that led to. And so I think the music I tried to do there was definitely more electronic, which is tough to say because like actually a lot of the music from Balance was electronic or some sort of like fusion of, I don't know. I'm really bad at talking about like the tone of the the music that I make. Griffin, have I been live for 3 hours? No, it was a disaster earlier. I just kind of kicked it off here. Let's see. What movie scores do you like best, or which movie scores have inspired you? This will come as a surprise to nobody because I think I've talked about it before. But the soundtrack for It Follows by Disaster Piece is like my favorite. composer, really inspired. Really inspired the music for Amnesty. Like that's the first. I mean, the first arc, the music that I made for that is basically like trying to see if I could do my own, spiritual sequel, my own sort of musical OC of in the It Follows universe. Which I'm not sure if I can find any of that. I do remember. Oh shit. Okay, sorry. I'm looking through my poorly labeled files again. I do remember that I have a file that's literally just called Hyper Light Drifter Playground. Hyper Light Drifter is another game that Disaster Piece scored. So like, I'm a shameful fan of that shit. So that's probably my favorite. What was Hyper Light? Oh shit. Okay, this was. I'll move this over. This was the like Arch song. This was like the Arch theme song, which I think I chopped and screwed for the most recent arc. We could just listen to it. So those sounds, I believe, where are they? Yes, I mean, it's literally called Fez Ambient Pad. So, but I called it all that because I watched a tutorial that he did on this program called Massive, which is just like another synth interface where you can do all kinds of wild shit that is way. If looking at this terrifies you, like I know what like 4 of these knobs do, but you can fuck with them to make sounds that sound cool and glitchy and staticky and neat. I think I started using this. When did I start using this? I think I was still using this during Balance, and so a lot of the stuff I was using was just like pre-programmed GarageBand sounds. But then I made a lot of my own sounds with Massive for this arc. Let me hop back in. Favorite video game soundtrack is, I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to start unpacking that. It's probably Undertale. Like, is probably the one that I've listened to the most. If I had, this is okay. As long as I'm showing off embarrassing fandom shit, I think I do have. I know how to play like a few songs off that soundtrack because it's real good. Fez too is like also fantastic. I actually own both of those soundtracks on vinyl. I don't listen to them often. Sorry you had to hear that. Close that. I'm afraid to look at chat now that I've said the word Undertale out loud, but yeah, I think I tried to recreate it by ear in MIDI. This is one of those things that like was another like moving little things up and down on the piano roll until it sounded right. Here comes the drop. I'll put some stank on it though. One of my favorite sounds is actually the drum track. Like, so this is GarageBand and Logic can do this thing where add track. One of the things you can add is just a drummer. This one is ironically called Magnus. I did not name him. This is Cal with his SoCal style. And you can like change all of these different parameters and it will auto-generate a drum beat for you. What time is this? Oh, this is 6/8 time. I don't usually fuck with that. And so one of the things I did in nearly every song in Balance is I would do these kind of like, these fresh beats made by the robot that lived inside my computer, and then I would slap a bit crusher on them, and that's why it sounds like kind of, I don't know the correct word to use here, but the like kick drum, the way that it kind of like rings in this like lo-fi kind of way, like I loved that sound. So that was in like every song I did in Balance. Let's see, what inspired the musical tone / style of Amnesty? That one's tougher to say because the music for that one's kind of all over the map, which is kind of intentional. I had originally planned on it being more acoustic driven, because I love I love the sound of acoustic music, obviously, like stuff like Andrew Bird and Iron and Wine and stuff like that. But I couldn't find. I really liked the idea of like a violin-driven thing, but I didn't like have this keyboard. And even if I did, like scoring violin music is very, very tough. But the idea of like suspenseful violins really sounded good to me. There's a video game called Arcana of Steamworks and Magic Obscura, and I used to be obsessed with that soundtrack. I don't think it was necessarily had that like sort of rural twang to it, but yeah. Sound like No Dogs on the Moon. Like, yeah, No Dogs on the Moon had that drum going through it. I forget what the name of that. I have No Dogs on the Moon, which is I would consider like the unofficial theme of TAZ Balance because it popped up everywhere. I have that saved as Back Room of the Costco. That's the working title of No Dogs on the Moon. This one is, yeah, I can switch back over to that. This is that song if you didn't know. I forget where I got the dog bark, but he's right there. Where is it? Yeah, I like this one too. It's very, very simple. But like my realization that I needed to start taking piano lessons is because I couldn't play this, and it's not very hard. It's another C major song too. Let's see. How many instruments did you use in a rebuilding year? I've been trying to figure out the tab, but I haven't been able to. I think just the guitar that I have back there on the wall and like a clarinet virtual instrument, and all the percussion and shit was just me like banging on the guitar and stuff. Damn Louis Zong vibes. Thank you very much. That would be great if I could conjure those up at all. Lucretia's theme. So actually, I don't think I have Lucretia's theme. This I'm on a Mac Mini now. I just kind of migrated because I've been using like Mac desktop or laptop computers for a long time. It hasn't been working very well. So for some reason, like there's a lot of like projects that I didn't move over to the Mac Mini, and so like those in Wonderland, like there's a few older ones, and I say older ones even though like the Lucretia theme appeared in later episodes. I wrote that like a long time ago. I actually wrote that on a super simple little synth keyboard that I got, I think, again for Christmas. It's a common gift idea for me because I love all of them so much. That was just like a little like 1.5 octave little simple like $30 keyboard, and I just did that I can't play it on this, but like the core music for Lucretia over Christmas break, like almost a good like 2 years before I needed to use it. But yes, I don't have that project on my computer. Let's see. Drop a Barry Blue Jeans theme, Coward. Yeah, that's the thing. I like Barry Blue Jeans appeared so early in the show back when I wasn't doing tunes, and if I had, I probably would have done that. Keep drinking some water. MaximumFun.org/donate. Think about it. Think about it. Just think about it. How much preparation went into the old Mabim Bam Money Zone jingles, if any? Other than the Stack Soap one, no preparation at all, which really should be obvious. It should be immediately apparent that no preparation went into that. Did using Reader's Julia theme in Balance influence your musical stylings for Dust or Amnesty at all? I don't know. I don't think... It was a beautiful song and like an incredible piece of music, and I heard it. That was like one of the SoundCloud things that like I found on SoundCloud, and I was like, this is really good, and it would be good for... Reader actually like composed music inspired by Taz, and so like I think I found it that way, and then when I heard Julia, I was like, oh yeah, yes, let's do that. So that was the origins of it. CRJ songs, thoughts? They're all good. They're all really good. I don't know how, I can't get too much more nuance than that. I didn't immediately love, what is it, Party for One, the first time I heard it, but then like the second time I heard it, I was like, oh no, this is a bop. This is the slap. What else? God, these questions are... Give us a look at that wonderful keyboard. Sure. It's got all the keys you want on it. Have you experimented with different music programs in the past? I'm trying to think of an honest answer. I the only other thing that I kind of did was like record stuff on Audacity. There's on my SoundCloud, I think there's a version of the Guitaru Man theme, and that was just like me playing guitar into a microphone and then like layering it all on top of each other in Audacity, which is like not a super good way to do that. So that's not ideal. Let's see. Why does dubstep in Terrace House make me so nervous? I don't know. The music in that show is pretty remarkable, but they went some places with opening new doors. Rachel and I just finished watching the original season, the Boys X Girls Next Door, I think, and all of the music is that in that is like licensed American hits of the 90s and early aughts. I cannot tell you how many times I heard the song Santeria on that season of that show, which was always bracing every time I did. How did you make the hodgepodge theme for Balance? That one was neat. I don't think I have that one. I have a project called Robo Battle, but I don't know if that is it. Again, I don't label my shit very well. No, this looks like the Ghost rematch song. I don't know why I was looking at the sheet music for it. Yes, let me sit in front of the baby grand and tinkle this one out. Yeah, that one was very like, Tetris, and like I didn't have a good I couldn't find like a good like 8-bit sound, and so like the one that I landed on was still not like ideal. I used to be like super into chip tunes and shit like that. And I couldn't really find one, and so like that was the sound of it, but I just tried to make a sort of panicked Tetris-y sounding thing. This is Robot Rematch. I really liked this one too. Didn't use any loops in this one, which was rare for the music I was making at the time. I'll turn this down just a little. I just liked this. I think Maya is one of the newer drummers that was added to GarageBand at the time, and so I like found this like drum setting and immediately was like, okay, Maya. Can you see Rachel's $10 chair? Yeah. I'll get Rachel's chair. Rachel and my wife and I do a show called Wonderful, and I get guff about the chair that she uses while I'm in this incredible Star Trek captain chair. This is the chair. It's cushioned. Mine doesn't even have a cushion. It's nice. Oh shit. Let's see. MaximumFun.org/donate if you haven't already. Beep boop. Isn't it a $15 chair? Yes, it is. It is. I have reason to believe. Wait. The most incredibly beautiful and incredibly original song is Jeff Angel's theme. Can't agree more. I get some shit for that. I actually wrote John Cena's theme music, so. She has a better chair. It was a birthday gift from Justin, which made me feel very, very, very good about my sort of co-host and husband abilities. Let's see. Do you still use Audacity to edit the podcast? Hell yeah, I do. Why would I stop doing that? It's a real good piece of software. I'm going to noodle around while these come in. I just like this Rolly keyboard a lot, and I want to just make some soothing tones for us all as we just try and get through this Thursday. It's definitely Thursday. What's your favorite Tally Hall song? Jeez. I like Greener was like a a very formative song for me when I was a younger boy. But then Out in the Twilight, it's actually off one of their newer albums. Yeah, that was a big band for me growing up. The names of these instruments are so wild. Let's see what this sounds like. Oh, that's so soothing. Would you ever consider uploading / selling sheet music? Probably not. Just because I don't know how it works. I wouldn't know how to write it. It would have to be automatically generated. And I tried to do that actually, so I could like take it into piano class and be like, look what I made. And it looked like garbage for some reason. So I don't know how to make it. But also, it'd almost certainly be like completely incomprehensible. Is there any music you've made that hasn't made it to TAZ? I don't think so. I mean, I made a mashup of Plantasia and what was the oh god, I can't remember the what was it? Ill Street Blues? I think, yeah. Yeah. So that wasn't going to go in the show. Although I did end up using the Plantasia part, actually. Yeah, give me just 1 second. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of Slack notifications, which you can probably hear. All right. Let's see. That's such a nice sound. Thank you. You keep thinking you're getting Slack notifications. Sorry about that. There's tons of fan-made sheet music on the internet, so you're fine. Oh, okay, that's good. That's like my favorite thing about the music that I have made for the show is like finding people's covers of it online is like absolutely buck wild. Thank you to everybody who's dropping the MaximumFun.org/donate link in the chat. I don't know if flooding the chat with the MaximumFun.org/donate link is gonna actually get results, but I really appreciate it. Who's your favorite wrestler? This is important. Daniel Bryan's on some shit. Like, I already liked him, but he's on some, his plot or whatever is on some next level shit right now. I don't watch that much wrestling at all anymore. I used to only watch the pay-per-views, and now I don't even really do that for all of them. I have a friend named Justin here in town who I sort of get all of my news updates from. But his like crunchy millennial bad guy sort of storyline is quite good. Was it difficult to record that song for Schmorby's montage? Oh yeah, I haven't actually seen it yet. I missed DVRing it, and I haven't seen it. But I was on another episode of We Bare Bears where I played Schmorby, the cyber worm, where I had to sing, well, more speak a song that they wrote for me, and it was fun and hard. Feelings on Kofi Kingston, also great. This is a Rolly keyboard. Yes, they make a few things. I have a Rolly block too. Do I have it up here? No. They make this weird like square made out of the same like rubber material, but it's just made out of these like little dots of light that you can kind of just move your finger around and they light up. It looks so freaking good. Do I like pinball? Says Michael. Not really. Austin has pinballs, but I don't often. I used to go up there, but not for the pinball, mostly for the arcade stuff. Probably just going to do this for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to hop off. One more time, MaximumFun.org/donate is the link where you can go and support us and get some cool gifts. We have a bunch of bonus content. We did an episode of our show called Honey Heist, or we played a game called Honey Heist. It was, what was it? TAZ Fur, I think is what we're calling it. That was very fun. Travis ran it. Dad and Justin and I played bears trying to steal honey from HoneyCon, and it was amazing. So you can find that in the feed along with a bunch of other bonus shit if you download it. Just if you donate at $5 a month. There's other reward levels too. But I'm on the verge of buying the Rolly block. Super cool. It's neat. I couldn't find a lot of use for it until I found these sounds. The Auras pack through Slate and Ash is what I'm using right now. Where is it? It's all these sounds. Somebody called me out for sex pole movement. I didn't name these. This is just what it's called. And you can like tweak the sounds over here. Oh shit, that one's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, I think I am going to hop off here in a bit. Thank you all so much for your questions and for your time, and hopefully for your donations. MaxFunFund.org/donate. Almost at the end of it. Trying to get 25,000 new and upgrading members, and if you are not already a member and you listen to our shows, think about helping us out, because TAZ only really exists, like, it came into being because people showed their support for it and came out in a big way in that first MaxFunDrive on the network. So stuff like TAZ only exists because of the support that listeners like you can show at, one last time, boop, oh wait, boop, wait, at MaximumFun.org/donate. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next time.